we are here, guys, back with yet another episode of Art of the Jam. Did you like that fucking intro, dude? I was fucking karate master. I'm running out of ideas on how to poof in here. But, guys, we are back here with yet another episode. Anyways, guys, we're back here with yet another episode of Art of the Jam. This is episode number 137. And before we get into our question and tradition of the show, I do have to say, guys, don't forget to guess that band, find that phantom. There he goes. And submit your fictions, guys. Submit your fictitious band names for analysis on this show so I can do Phantom Sam and the Fictions. All on my lonesome here in my basement, talking to my camera. Anyways, guys, which I do have to say, if you guys stick around till the last portion of the show, or the big segment, I'm going to do our first iteration of Phantom Sam and the Fictions, all on my own, because we actually did have a few submissions for the segment, guys. So I'm excited to do that. I'm trying my damnedest, and actually, you know what? I'll get into the explanation when we get to the fictitious thing. But my mouth is not working. I think it's this this mustache is making the wax is making my mouth. I got a stiff old mouth, a waxy old stiff mouth. But anyways, Michelle was right. That is a gross. That's gross. But anyways, guys. So don't forget to guess that band, find that phantom, and submit those fictions. So, guys, our question in tradition of Art of the Jam today is: in a world full of obvious uncertainties, such as the future of the world looking grim, or where did the trauma even begin? What is your out-of-the-ordinary anxiety that leaves you breathless but makes the least amount of sense? So that could just be anything that just kind of freaks you out, get your heart pumping, get your heart racing, and you just are hyperventilating. You're racing and hyperventilating. Blah, blah. You're racing and hyperventilating, or something. But the whole crux of the thing is it doesn't make any sense to anybody else. I mean, it could be like what I mentioned before about like I can't get out of bed without, if I get out of bed and the clock isn't at a multiple of 3 or the digits don't add up to 9, that's kind of a fucked up little anxiety that doesn't make a whole lot of sense for other people but me. And that's kind of what I mean. So guys, I'll repeat. What? In a world full of obvious uncertainties, such as the future of the world looking grim, or where did the trauma even begin? What is your out-of-the-ordinary anxiety, one that leaves you breathless but makes the least amount of sense? That being said, cue that intro. Yeah!
Guess that band. Guess that band. Guess.
Guys, we are back from the intro, and before I answer this question for my own which is Phantom Sam's, actually that was scratch that, scribble. That was like 3 weeks ago's made-up word of the week, awesome. But we don't even have to put that if we don't want to, but we probably will because I'm that way when it comes to editing. But anyways, guys, in a world full of obvious uncertainties and about the future of the world being grim, there's uncertainties and out of the ordinary anxieties. Okay, that's the question here. What is something that gets you fucking riled up and anxious that doesn't make any sense to anybody else but you? Okay, and you know what? Actually, if it might not make sense to other people, but you never know. If you put it in the comments and you let people know that you're anxious about certain things that you just hold in, and you're like, man, I don't think anybody would ever understand this anxiety. Maybe the world is small. Maybe the world is understanding. Maybe the world is not what you thought.
This is true.
Maybe there's somebody out there that does understand, and so maybe you don't feel so lonesome, okay, or on your own some. Maybe there's somebody out there that'll understand, and you can make a new friend, whether it's online or not. I mean, there's better ways to make friends, friends in the flesh, but, at least you can feel some sort of solace or some sort of belonging or understanding amongst fine fellowship. But guys, before I answer this question myself, let's do the old the new tradition of the show. I'm going to use my AI platform. Okay, I'm going to ask my beautiful, beautiful robot dog. Okay, my roof robot. So, guys, that being said, let's punch it into perplexity. Pearl, what do you have to say?
Perplexity is unsure of the complexity of your question. But when I wake up, I get foodie, I sit pretty, or I go potty, I get biscuit. I'm pretty sure I'm doing the right thing, dude. Yeah.
Well, once again, that I don't know why I keep asking this dog. Okay? It doesn't do me any good. Okay, I love her. She's beautiful. Okay, I think that's why I keep her around. I think that's why I created her. I wanted to instill. It's almost like, hey, could we ever give a drug to a dog that could leave it a puppy till the end of time, and it'll never grow up? I think that's what I did. I wanted to make a robot dog that never grew up, and I will post a real picture of the real dog right there, and she has since grown up. And so I want to instill the fact that I want to instill the puppy in her, and even if it's in robot AI form. Okay, she's beautiful, but her answers don't help us any. Sorry. But guys, my anxiety, I think that I was what kind of sparked this is literally what's happening right now. Okay, so ever since I decided that I was going to I thought, hey man, I'm going to grow out my mustache, and I'm going to I just want a really cool mustache. I want to try something new, right? I'm now scared to wash it. Once I get it like real waxed up and real good looking, and it looks nice to me, maybe not to you, but maybe I get it like nice and clean looking and kind of like wild and get a good spiral or something. I don't know what the fuck. It looks good. I'm afraid to wash it because I'm afraid I'll never get it back again. And it really, really gets me scared. I'm going to be real. It gets me real worried about stuff, to be real with you. And, but that's just a weird anxiety. I guess it's not really that weird, but I think the numbers thing might be a little more weird. I do have some weird shit with my hands. I hate getting my hands wet. Not so much with like water, but I hate getting my hands like oily substances on my hands because I just feel like it'll like, I don't know, take something from me. I don't know. I can't really express to you what that means. But it is what it is. So, guys, in the comments, why don't you comment and let everybody else know about your weird anxieties that might help somebody. Let's help each other. All right, let's help each other feel at home here on this show. Okay, this show is home. You can be at home on this show. Okay? Everybody's welcome. But guys, another like weird thing is, and this leads me to our show and tell, okay? The show and tell today is this right here. Bang. Okay? I was at a show at Pops in Saget, Illinois this past Sunday, right? And I'll get to the weekend recap later, but I was at this show when I was on stage and I was like, hey, I found that, did anybody lose this little alien figurine thing or whatever the fuck? It's like a little jewel with like a weird little shape. I thought it was like a tuning peg or something, some kind of like a custom tuning peg for like an instrument, like these things up here, the little twisty knobs. And but it wasn't, but it's a little alien. I was like, anybody lose this alien? And nobody spoke up, so I was like, well, then I'm taking it home. Going once, going twice, going 3 times, it's gone. And so I threw it in my shoe. And I was like, somebody in the audience was like, you're going to forget that. And I was like, wrong. I'm not going to forget about it because it's in my shoe. I'm not going to forget it. It's going to be there. I'm going to feel it in there. I'm going to feel it real good. And so, boy, was I wrong. Okay? And speaking of anxieties, it just brought in a whole other fucking slew of shit. I'm driving home. I have a 3-hour drive home, and I have this thing in my shoe. So technically as I was not wrong, we were both right and we were both wrong. Because I didn't forget it physically. It's with me. Okay? But did I forget about it being in my shoe? Fuck yeah, I did. And it hurt. I was driving with it. It was fine at first. It was in the tip of my boot, but then it worked its way down between the little crevice between my toes, and it was like I thought it'd feel nice because it has these little grooves on the side, but it did not feel good, not even in the slightest. Okay, but yeah, I was driving around. I was driving in the pouring rain. I was driving in the dead of night. Fucking highly caffeinated and extremely deprived of sleep. And that's just how it was. All I could think about was this. I was like, man, I'm going to die. I'm going to die because I left this little alien in my shoe. Release the files, Trump. But anyways, that was, yeah. And so this is another thing about driving, okay? And this isn't, I was going to do a little hot take, a scalding hot take. But this isn't really even a scalding hot take. This is just something I'm genuinely worried about, okay? I keep seeing an increasing amount of ratchet straps in the road, okay? Is anything secure? Is there any trailer in this world, on this road, traveling about that has a secure load? Okay, I'm kind of concerned. Because now, I mean, we're picking them up. Like, Nichelle's like, if she's driving, she sees when she picks it up, because it's still in good condition. You can still use that. There's still meat on them bones. Okay? And I'm just kind of concerned, because now every time I see, like, a trailer full of, like, logs, I'm like, Final Destination. We're all going to die. It's going to bounce. It's going to fall. It's going to bounce. It's going to go through my windshield. I'm afraid to follow anything. Okay, that's anxiety, riddled with anxiety as well. I don't know what the fuck that's about, but it's starting to freak me out. That was a new segment. This is a new segment I call something I'm genuinely worried about. It's not even a hot take. I'm just fucking scared. Okay, guys. But anyways, let's move on with the things. We're gonna get on with another segment I like to I usually do this segment at the end of the show, but this segment, I'm going to be honest, this segment is fucking like I said, I usually do it at the end of the show, but this one is fucking full of anxiety as well. Okay, this whole show is just anxiety riddled. Okay, guys, but listen, this is the segment of the show I like to call Trends in an attempt to relate. This is the segment of the show where I use current events and trends in an attempt to gain popularity, gain the rightful use of the top hashtags and the Google Trends, and in an attempt, obviously, to gain popularity so people like me more. Yay! Everybody, hi, everybody, you like me yet? Does anybody like me yet? Or my Tom Green? But anyways, this is trends in an attempt to relate. Trend number 1. Trump, apparently, is practicing this new thing called denaturalization, which denaturalization is the act or the process of stripping people of their citizenship. Now, I don't know much about this, so don't fucking think I'm some sort of political scientist or politician or any sort of anything, okay? I'm just a dude in his basement that plays guitar and talks to his camera on the fucking once a week or whatever the fuck. But it's just kind of alarming. Now, I did read some articles, and it's basically it was targeting people that have fraudulent citizenship, but still, that's kind of fucked up. But it's obviously it's kind of a difficult process for him to do so because it's kind of like immoral or against the Constitution, I'm sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody wants to weigh in, but we're not going to make this political. I mean, it is a political topic, but we're not going to fucking argue about it, okay? We're having a fucking creative discussion here, constructive, an informative conversation, okay? Because I am not, I don't know shit. But anyway, so let me know in the comments, whatever. So that leads me to, and I mean, is that not anxiety riddled? Come on, guys, that's fucking weird. Okay, and now I'm like, and it's targeting like foreign-born Americans that have got citizenship or acquired citizenship. So I don't know what the fuck is going on anymore. Okay, but denaturalization just sounds fucking sci-fi, dystopian or something, or I don't know. It's just a crazy ass word, and I seen it in the trends, and I was like, hell yeah. Huh? In a bad way though. That's fucked up. But anyways, trend number 2. Martin Scorsese of Goodfellas, The Irishman, Flowers of the Shadow Moon, or whatever the fuck that movie's called. Flowers over the Ohio? I don't know what it's called. Flowers in the Attic? What is that fucking movie called? You know, everybody knows Scorsese, okay? He did Goodfellas, and that's the only movie that you really need to know that Scorsese did, okay? I don't even know why I mentioned The Irishman. Because that one was just like, beep, bop, boop. I'm Joe Pesci, but like young. What the fuck? But computer young? That's not good. But anyways, so Scorsese is now using AI. No way, everybody. We don't do that. Scorsese using AI? Now, he did mention in the article that he's using it in his storyboarding process. So it's not really, I don't think he's using it in like he wants to be open to the way that film and or cinema can evolve. And like, I get it. You got to be open. You got to work with the times. You got to roll with it. You got to roll with it, rock with it, whatever the fuck that means. But it's just like he's America. He's one of America's sweethearts. Scorsese, you can't be doing this, dude. I get it, but it's kind of a slippery. It's kind of a slippery slope. It's kind of a slippery slope for you, for anybody. I feel like you start using AI, you're going to start atrophying. Your creative process will atrophy, such as sitting down for too long or sitting on the shitter for so long that your legs fall asleep. Huh? The legs being your creative process. Okay? Yeah, that might not make that as much sense as I imagined it would, but I hope that you get it there at home, okay? Scorsese, stop it. Trend number 3. Clint Eastwood, he officially retired, apparently. Clint Eastwood, as in Clint Eastwood, the Clint Eastwood, Western guy, fistful of dollars type of vibe. He did Gran Torino and Changeling, $1 Million Baby, and he's like, nah, man, I'm 96. And I'm 86 in this shit. But at 96. I'm 86 and at 96. 86 your shit at 96. I'm sorry, I keep repeating myself, guys. Fuck this shit. This has been trends in an attempt to relate. Okay? I'm hoping that I'm relatable at this point, but I'm probably not. But guys, let me get to one more thing here. I do have to say before we get on with it that Phantom Sam's Art of the Jam is brought to you by Phantom Sam's Word of the Week, guys. And our word of the week is caveat. Caveat. I will read the definition. Caveat, noun, an explanation or warning that should be remembered when evaluating, interpreting, or doing something. That's crazy. Okay, shall I use it in a sentence? Everybody's cheering, so I have to use it in a sentence. If I'm not going to use it in a sentence, then why are all these people cheering? I have to give the public what they want, and they want caveat in a sentence. So here is my sentence, okay? Caveat, used in a sentence. Before I read this sentence, proceed with the caveat that I took way too long writing this and have no idea how to use it still in a sentence. That's my sentence. That's a meta sentence. I'll repeat it so you know where it ends and begins. Okay? So, caveat, used in a sentence. Before I read this sentence, proceed with the caveat that I took way too long writing this and have no idea how to still use it in a sentence. Caveat, I mean. I feel like it's very ambiguous as to where this sentence ends and where it begins. Has it ended yet? We don't know. Okay? We're still trying to figure out the whole Tootsie Pop thing. Anyways, guys. Tootsie Pots. Tootsie Pots. Beep, beep, boo. We're having fun, guys. But guys, I have another little thing. So this weekend, and I was talking about briefly about Pops, and I'll get into that in a second. But we were at the legendary Pops in Saget, Illinois, and we had a few mishaps, right, with our set. Okay, so Brandon. His kick pedal came apart while we were playing, all right? Shit happens, okay? People experience technical difficulties, okay? At the moment you think you got it all figured out in life, you don't, okay? We had a good show on Friday, and we'll get into that too. And we had a good show this time, given the circumstances. But the universe finds a good. The universe is a fickle mistress. Okay, she always finds a way to. Hey, you're on top right now. You're riding that high. You're riding that vibe down the fucking highway. Well, guess what? I'm gonna fucking cut you down just a little bit. I'll still allow you to fucking use your skill to fight out of it. All right, but we're gonna give you a little fucking something. I'm gonna pepper a little misfortune right on the fucking pie of your life, all right? And so she basically destroyed his pedal. It's not broken, it just came loose and the beater came off. But it kind of threw us off the rest of the set. But we made it through and we made it work. But what I'm getting at is one of the biggest anxieties of my life, and I was already talking to Brandon about this, is that as you go on in your career, you start to get comfortable. You start to realize, like, oh, I got my songs down. I do this, I do that. And even with improvising, you're like, I kind of like, you think, like I said, you think you have a hold of things, right? But Brandon decides to, we're ending the song. We're ending the set on our last song. The song is Bad Blood. And I'm trying to end it, right? I'm trying to end it because that's how I normally would end the song. I'm trying to end the song the way that I normally end the song, but he keeps going. And I'm like, you sly dog. Right? This fucker decides that he's going to he's going to challenge me, which I appreciate so much. It's like I need everybody needs to be challenged. Everybody needs to fuck up. Everybody needs to bomb the fuck out of their fucking thing. Okay? They need that, or else you're not going to get any better, right? So this motherfucker decides to keep going, and I mean, I kind of roll with it, but I think it's going to end, and I'm talking way too much about this, so let me wrap it up. Anyways, this guy, he induced fear in me, okay? And it's kind of crazy because all I could think about and all I could talk about was this little groove that I was trying to work out at the end of this set, right? Because, something happens, it sparks something in you, then you realize it, and then you're like, whoa, if I fuck this up, this whole thing's going to fall apart, right? Okay? Somebody got it on video. Thanks, Tim Holt from Mad Existence. You got it on video. So, guys, guess what? Follow me to the viewing room, and I'm going to show you this fucking anxiety-riddled fucking jam, okay? This is the anxiety jam, okay? None other than the Anxiety Pops jam. Guys, follow me to the viewing room.
Guys, we have been Phantom Sam. Thank you.
Was that not kind of that's what fear sounds like to me, okay? That's what fear looks like to me. But I hope I think it wrapped up okay, but it also, it is what it is. But guys, that was the Anxiety Pops Jam, and that was my viewing room. So before we get into the long-awaited Phantom Sam and the Fiction submissions, I do have to say, get into a couple of things here. The weekend recap. So, like I said, Friday, that was the 29th of May. We were at Minibar in Kansas City, Missouri. We played with Phase Distorter and Mooncaller once again. We played with them months ago, maybe last year at the Cigar Bar in Kansas City as well. But it went great. Phase Distorter was great, thanks to Gloria on sound, and thanks to Woody for holding down the door. Both bands did swell. I do have to say that Lumo, I told you, if you need anything, just hit me up. I'm not going to get more into that, but everybody did great, and it was a swell little show, and everybody. Sideshow O'Malley even fucking killed it. Okay, Sideshow O'Malley, he had a great weekend. I feel like everybody liked him more than us, to be honest. And as you can probably tell, if the camera's back there in the booth right now, the boys are behaving themselves because, the past 2 episodes have had Angle of the Week, and both times the camera's been fucked up to some degree, and it's we've had a long, hard discussion, and the boys are on their best behavior now. But he did have a great weekend. So did Dimitri. Dimitri had a good weekend as well. But he kind of hangs back. He's kind of a shy man, but and creepy. And so we don't like to let him near the public. But, guys, and then Saturday we had a little mishap. We were supposed to be at the pub in Maryville, Missouri, and by ourselves. And it was due to a big miscommunication. There was a big, our show ended up getting canceled, but no harm, no foul. We're in good spirits still, and it was a nice. We made it there, and it was a nice spot. So I look forward to possibly playing, rescheduling our date, and getting back at the pub in Maryville in the future. And big shout out to Random 45. But we'll get on with, so now, and I keep mentioning that Sunday we were at Pops in Saget, Illinois, and we were there with a 6-band bill. It opened with Artificial Light, big shout out to them. The Juggernaut Agenda, then we played Mad Existence, Unruly Vixens, and the band Assumption. Which Assumption, don't you fucking tested me with your fucking rock, paper, scissors experiment? He just made me the subject of an experiment. He was like, I'm going to check this guy to see if he's smart by trying to see if I can beat him at rock, paper, scissors with just rock. You're dope, dude, but fuck you. I'm just kidding. You were a swell guy. And you guys fucking killed it, dude. It was one of those bands, and I was telling Brandon this, that it was like the first song I was like, and then the second song I was like, and then the third song I was like, huh? And then by the end of it, I'm a fan. This is true. Okay, so Assumption, you guys fucking rock, dude. And I mean, everybody did too, but Assumption was like, they were just kind of just weird dudes in the best way. I mean that honestly in the best way. If you ain't weird, you ain't doing nothing. All right, and everybody was weird in their own right. But Assumption, you guys are fucking rad. And Unruly Vixens, singer of them, thank you for purchasing a shirt. And big shout out to Aiden on sound. Pops is legendary. It was a great sounding stage. It was a great venue. So if you ever get a chance, fucking go. Like Post Malone played there, Clutch played there, like a bunch of other bands, like big name bands, play there all the time, and it's just it's a great spot. But crazy thing after Minibar though, Brandon was like, take me to Shake Shack, stat, and so I was like, all right, I punched Shake Shack into the GPS. Yeah, that's the GPS, but I'm following the GPS down the road, and I see right in front of Shake Shack, there's 2 cop cars in the intersection in downtown Kansas City on Broadway. And I know this is a little morbid, but it kind of shook me to my core, into my little boy's soul, is as we were passing, I was like, oh, they're just kind of like directing traffic or something, or there was like a fender bender. I got to see my first dead body out in the wild. Okay? They had it tucked in like it was going to bed. It's like, no, they're dead. They're not going to bed. They're not tired. It's like, cover that shit up. Okay? Now, in the most respectful way. It's like, why aren't you like there was like kids on like the other fucking the caddy corner, you know? I don't know if they were kids, but they were younger than me for sure. And it's like, dude, you just have this lit up in the middle of the fucking intersection. You kind of have it blocked by 2 cop cars, but you couldn't just cover up the whole body. It was like up to its breast, its pits and breast. And I seen it, and I like, my breath went out the window. I was like, what the fuck, dude? I'm not okay. Obviously, I'm kind of over it, and I thought I'd go shout at a camera in my basement about it, but, yeah, fucking crazy. But, yep, see my first dead body? Yay! That's sarcasm, too, by the way, guys. But, we are here, guys. We've reached it. We've reached the last segment of the show. We've reached Phantom Sam and the Fictions. Guys, this is the segment of the show where I take your submissions from Hum, and I decide what type of band this would be. These fictitious band names. What type of band they would be. What type of real life band they would open for. What bill they would be on. What festival they would be on. Just anything and everything that I can think of. So, guys, fictitious band name number 1. And this comes from Matt Bullion via TikTok. Okay. Thank you, Matt Bullion. Aluminum Eggs. Now, this is my first time doing this segment, and I'm still trying to figure out how to accurately get a good how to accurately do this segment the right way, okay? Because I can't look at these ahead of time and plan out my response. So I've been avoiding writing them down and avoiding them and keeping them far, far, far from my thoughts. So that I can give you an honest and accurate analysis of this, as accurate as I can go. But aluminum eggs, okay? And this is going to go probably slow. That's why I left it at the end, because I don't know how this is going to go. But aluminum eggs, fictitious band name number 1. Aluminum eggs. I feel like this is some sort of like industrial. I don't know if it's just like the eggs thing, but I feel like they're dressed as like farm animals, ducks, maybe, or maybe they're like who is it that wears like almost like MF Doom, but like if you were to put like a duck bill on it, but they do like industrial techno or something. Aluminum eggs. I don't know, man. And they would open for like. Oh man, aluminum eggs. Yeah, there's something like metal-y about them, obviously. And you kind of have to take it literally. You kind of have to think about like using the imagery of the actual name of the band, aluminum eggs. This is a difficult one, to be real with you. Aluminum eggs. I can't get away from the industrial thing for some reason. Like almost like dust, but like if the Wiggles, all right, I got it, guys. If the Wiggles were Rammstein, absolutely, if you were to make an innocent version of if fucking how do you say if Rammstein were doing songs about like about doing your homework or eating healthy or something, like almost like a self-help Rammstein, but the Wiggles. Got it. We got it. Put it up there. Put it on the board. But And I think they would be like a guest band on like Yo Gabba Gabba, because Yo Gabba Gabba is pretty progressive. Like they have like Jack Black and MGMT on there and shit. So that's where they would be. I think they would, but they obviously, I don't think they'd be on any sort of bill. They would be like a traveling show, like Barney live in New York, or the Wiggles. I don't know if the Wiggles ever go to like festivals. I doubt it. You'd be fucking at Coachella seeing fucking fruit salad, yummy, yummy. But fictitious band name number 2. Oh, and before I get on with number 2, thank you again, Matt Bullion of TikTok. Thank you for the comment. Tell your friends. Let's get more. If you want to submit another one, go for it, guys. But fictitious band name number 2. And this one comes from a good friend of mine. This is my best friend who used to play guitar in Phantom Sam, Josh Carter. This is from his wife, and actually this was not just from his wife, but I was actually there for the conception of this one back in our shitbird days. We were of long nights of drinking booze and getting fuckered and stuff. We were drinking coffee outside of our buddy's house and smoking ripping cigs and whatnot, and we came up with the somebody said something about our friend Tara and her pillow, and somebody said Tara's pillow, and so that's fictitious band name number 2, Tara's Pillow, and this is from Jacqueline Carter via TikTok. And Tara's Pillow, I think, would be something like, and I've had years to think about this one, but I never really put it into, really got it in gear in order to do this show. It was just always like funny things, but it's definitely a 90s type of band, like 90s, like female grunge or something. Not like whole grunge, because fuck Courtney Love, but like almost like teenage dirtbag, like Wheatus type of vibe, but girls. Like is the Raincoats something? Somebody let me know if the Raincoats is something like that. I don't know. For some reason that name comes up, and I feel like that's like more like punkish, but they definitely be on a bill with like Wheatus and Sugar Ray. Maybe Shania Twain. I don't know why Shania Twain, because that is totally out of the whole wheelhouse, but it is what it is. I just am saying things. I think it's because me and Brandon subjected me to just Shania Twain and Faith Hill the entire time we were on the road, which I'm not mad about. But, and like shit like I've seen better days and like all that shit, like Sugar Ray and stuff. But I don't even know if that's Sugar Ray, but you get what I'm going for. That type of vibe, Tara's Pillow. But it's like, I feel like more like grungy, like not droney, but like who's the people that do love me, say that you love me. They'd be like that type of vibe. Is that Gwen Stefani, or is Gwen Stefani the do you really love me underneath it all? Wow, 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 wow. Anyways, no doubt Gwen Stefani are dope, but either one, that's where that would be, I think. Put it up on the board there. So guys, I think that's and obviously I feel like if Tara's Pillow, they would exist in, they would be playing underground shows, Maybe they would open up for Wheatus when Wheatus comes into town, but I don't know why the Wheatus thing, but just that 90s vibe, or like Lynn or something. I can't quite put my finger on that one, but yeah, it'll be up there on the board there. But fictitious band name number 3. This one came from a buddy via YouTube comment. This is from a buddy that's actually been to a couple shows and I've had the pleasure of hanging out with a few times. But this is from Cody Gerlach. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, but Cody Gerlach, he submitted Snorgasm. Snorgasm. Honestly, Snorgasm. And I do have to say before I get into this one, if anybody has any conflicting feelings about my interpretations of these fictitious band names, I would love for you to fucking let me know that I fucked up or I forgot something that you get a different vibe from. I would love to fucking talk about this. This is, for some reason, this is just so funny to me. But Cody Gerlach via YouTube comment has submitted snorgasm. And snorgasm, I feel like, is some sort of snorgasm. Anybody hear of the band Hinge? They're like some, like, I feel like snorgasm would be like if like a Nordic alien band. No, I don't want to say that. Nordic alien band. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that would be. I had a light go out, so if it looks fucking weird or something happened, sorry guys. But snorgasm. I want to say guar. I'm just kidding, but maybe put that up there just for funsies. Guar. But snorgasm. Yeah, I feel like honestly, snorgasm sounds like they would be like pig squealy. Like pig squealing. Oh, whoa. Sorry, guys. Like I said, this is probably painful for you guys at home, but this is the first time. We'll get better at this, I promise. But snorgasm. That one's kind of a hard one. I feel like they use they're like I feel like they pig squeal over white noise. I feel like holy shit. So they use white noise, right? As an underlying like bass atmosphere, but they're like a lo-fi like, you know, King Kong in Barbecue Show? Like they're almost like that, like new age lo-fi, but like pig squealing. They got a pig squealer, but they also got a lead singer, clean vocals and a dirty vocals. And they would open up for shit. You could see him at the Beale Street Music Festival, BSMF. You could see him there. Honestly, yeah, man. Put that up on the board. They would open up for, I don't want to say guac. They'd open up for the Misfits. For some reason, there's this weird connection, I feel like. It'd be like Misfits, like Danzig Misfits, and King Khan and Barbecue Show. Even though those are vastly different things. But that's what I imagine. Put that up on the board. I think that concludes Phantom Sam and the Fictions, actually. We'll get better at this, guys. We'll get better at this. It'll be all right. But I do have one more thing before we call this episode, and I have one more hot take. Scalding hot take, guys. And my hot take is this, okay? This is kind of strange, but there's this thing called, I seen this ad for Try Breeze AI Childhood Trauma test. So, it's a childhood trauma test that is AI based, okay? And it was fucking wild, right? I don't know what it is, and I come at this with the utmost respect, okay? I am not saying anything. I'm sure there's people out there. There's obviously people out there with childhood trauma and anxieties, and they could be triggered by certain things and whatnot. But I do not think that AI is an appropriate outlet for you to voice your childhood, or for something to tell you that you're traumatized by your childhood. Okay, but this ad was wild, okay? It was like, try Breeze AI childhood trauma test. You get what I'm saying. Trauma test. That's a mouthful, to be honest with you. But, so, it was basically like, I thought my boyfriend was a narcissistic abuser, but thanks to ChatGPT, I found out it's really me. And it was just like AI people, and they're like sad and stuff. It literally said, I thought that my boyfriend was a narcissistic abuser, But thanks to ChatGPT, I found out it's really me. So we got robots telling us that we're fucking psychopaths? Is that okay? Guys, this has been another episode of Art of the Jam, and this is the mantra for the show. We are going to live with cause and leave results to the great law of the universe. We are going to pass each and every day in peaceful contemplation, patient and all the while remaining present in our lives. So, that being said, we are going to go outside after this episode. We're going to go outside and we're going to touch some grass. We're going to tickle the little blades. We're going to maybe just just get naked and roll around. Obviously in the privacy of your own yard where nobody else can see you. If you live in a neighborhood, maybe avoid this. But you're going to just do something comfy, textural and fun, okay? You gotta stem somewhere. You gotta get rid of all these anxieties. You gotta do something to relieve yourself, okay? And I guarantee you fucking hug a tree, okay? You kiss your dog and pet your wife, okay? You dance amongst the mulberries, okay? Mash them between your toes. Get them all nice in blueberry blood, all in your toes. It's beautiful. Okay, guys? So guess what? In the words of my father, be good, do good, be safe as you can, but not too safe, because then you're lame as fuck. But you do you, boo-boo, because you are the only you there is, and you should live you unapologetically. Okay? So guys, this has been yet another episode of Art of the Jam. This is episode number 137, and let me play you off. Dun 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 dun. And this tune is not going to sound anything like I am making right now. Fuck my life. I'll get it. Art of the jam. Art of the jam. Art of the jam. It's where we
It's Little Richard.
That art of the jam. Art of the jam. It's where we guess that band in a world full of obvious uncertainties. Like the world's been grim. Where did the trauma begin? Art of the jam. Where we guess that band, and we find that phantom, and we submit those fictions at Art of the Jam. In a world full of obvious uncertainties, and like the future of the world is looking grim, and where, oh, where did the trauma begin? Trump is taking away citizenships and denaturalization is a fucked up thing to do, and I'm kinda scared for the rest of you. I tried to do a Phantom Sam in the fictions. It kinda went slow and is painful for you at home, like Aluminum Eggs by Matt Bouillon and Tara's Pillow by Jacqueline Carter and Snorgasm by Cody Gerlach, and we went to Minibar in KCMO and played with Phase Distorter and Mooncaller. And we drove 3 hours to the pub in Maryville, but our show fell through due to miscommunications. And then we went to Pops in Sauget, Illinois, with Official Light and the Juggernaut Agenda, Mad Existence, Unruly Vixens, and Assumption. What a caveat that I don't know what to use it in a sentence or two, but that's the way that English language goes. It's super fucking hard and overcomplicated, of course. What the fuck is wrong with us? Pick up your fucking ratchet straps, truck drivers. What the fuck are you doing on the road with an unsecure load? What the fuck is wrong with childhood trauma and all these Breeze AI trauma tests? I don't understand what the fuck is going on. I seen a dead body this weekend. Thank you guys for watching the show. I seen a dead body.